Hi Pisces, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for August. I hope everybody is well. I do want to take a quick second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Pisces out there. So guys, take what resonates for you. Simply leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that in a general reading, the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, Pisces, please don't force yourself into a reading that is not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Pisces? Okay. Pisces. Energy for Pisces. Energy for Pisces. All right, Pisces, you are starting out with the Knight of Cups in the reverse. You have the High Priestess, and coming out together, you have the Seven of Cups along with the Eight of Coins reversed. So, Pisces, I can see that you are deep in your intuition. Yeah, you're reading everything around you. You are highly intuitive right now. I also feel like a lot of you are kind of moving in silence. You don't feel the need to justify or to, let people know about what it is that you're doing or not doing for that matter. With the Knight of Cups here in the reverse, there's a love offer here that either was not given or you may have refused a love offer. It feels like you're refusing it, to be quite honest with you, because I see you putting no effort into it and looking at all your other options. And it does appear that these options are with regard to feelings and emotions. But you're just letting your intuition guide you. So let's see who's in your energy. All right, so somebody's pretty erratic. Who's in energy of Pisces? All right, so the person in your energy, we have the Strength card in reverse. You could be dealing with a Leo. We have the Six of Cups reversed and the Queen of Wands. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy. Doesn't have to be, but it could possibly be strong Leo energy here. The person who's in your energy, this is somebody that is from your past. I feel like this is somebody that you're using this intuition with. I feel like you've turned down a love offer from this person, or they failed to give it. This person is acting out of fear, though. There's a lot of issues within their life that they do not want to confront. They feel like these issues that are in their life are too overwhelming for them to actually confront. So they're allowing fear to, overwhelm them, basically, especially with regard to this connection. I do feel like this is somebody who is trying to release and let go of this connection. With the Queen of Wands, there could be another person who is involved in this, a party outside of this connection. But I do feel like this is someone who is, deliberately taking action to release and let go of their past. Just know, though, Pisces, that it is being motivated out of fear. This is somebody who has not awakened. Let me see the energy between Pisces and this person. The Queen of Coins. Yeah, you were at one point, it looks like, in some kind of a stable connection with this person. You could even have children with this person. I do feel like you're more focused right now on your own stability. I do feel that you are trying to be very nurturing and kind, but at the same time, you're not accepting whatever it is that they're offering you. And it's because you're intuitively knowing that this person is acting out of fear. Let me see, show me what's affecting this connection. There appears to have been some sort of a commitment that you've had with this person at some point, but I don't feel like you currently do. All right, yeah, the Death card and the Two of Wands. Yeah, you ended this connection, and I feel like you were the one who ended the connection. But again, you were acting out of your intuition when you did so. This person, it looks like, had a choice. They were at a crossroads. I do feel like this person is planning something, but it doesn't appear to be in connection to this connection. because this person is actively trying to release this connection. It's because they're at a crossroads and they're allowing fear to drive their decisions. I also feel like you may have chosen to end this connection at some point, and that is affecting them. So I'm wondering if this person, not only are they in a state of fear and actively trying to release the connection, but they're choosing to go in another direction. And they seem very determined to do so. Show me the outcome at the end of the week between Pisces and this person. Temperance in the reverse. Yeah, it's an unbalanced situation here. It's definitely very unbalanced, but I feel like you're not going to put any effort into this. You're looking at all your other options, and this person is choosing to move towards this Queen of Wands. So, bottom of the deck, we have the Empress in the reverse. This is underlying energy. It does show loss. It shows that there is no, neither party is really nurturing this connection at the current time. But there is a sense of loss here. So let's clarify. Spirit wants the Knight of Cups in the reverse for Pisces. All right, so we have the Two of Coins and we have Temperance in the upright. Now, in your outcome, it's in the reverse. So there was an opportunity here to heal this connection. And I feel like you were weighing up the pros and cons. Should you try to work this out? Is it going to be balanced? Is this something that you could nurture, that you could, lean into? And I feel like ultimately you made a choice here not to accept this opportunity. Why is the High Priestess here? Why is the High Priestess here? All right, we have the Eight of Cups reversed and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody who came back into your life. So I was correct. This is somebody from your past. They may have come back into your life. There was an opportunity here to heal the connection. And I feel like you were weighing it up. Should you? Is it going to be balanced? And ultimately, it looks like you decided that it was an unbalanced situation. So I do see an ending here. I see, that you are also losing your passion for this situation or this person. But it's because your intuition is guiding you to do this. So don't second guess yourself here because your intuition knows best. Let me see the bottom energy. I don't see you putting any effort into it. Show me. There may have been some confusion surrounding this. Yeah, Judgment. The Hangman. And the King of Cups reversed. All right, so the Hangman is the major arcana for Pisces. I do feel like, using your intuition, you have stepped into your power. This is what's guiding you and telling you not to put any effort into this. What are you not putting effort into? A reconciliation. Yeah, I feel like you still have feelings for this person with this King of Cups here in the reverse. However, you are withholding those feelings. You're not giving to the connection. You're not putting effort into it, even though you love this person. And I feel like you were waiting for this reconciliation. You've waited a long time for this, but your intuition is telling you that there's something amiss with it. It's not coming in as healed energy. It's coming in here as being completely unbalanced, and it will cause emotional imbalance for you. So this is why you've kind of said, okay, no, I'm not going to give my love, my energy, my emotions to this, and I'm going to look to see what else is out there. I do feel like this caused a lot of confusion in your life, but you had to make a judgment call in this situation. So let me see who's in your energy. Show me the person in Pisces energy. Why is the Strength card here in reverse? Why is the Strength card in reverse? All right, Four of Swords and the Three of Swords. Yeah, because this person isn't dealing with whatever is taking place here. It's escalating. See, they're leaning more into their fear, and they are so afraid of being heartbroken. I feel like this person was heartbroken when you ended this, and I feel like they withdrew from the connection. And now there's fear involved for them with regard to this connection, which is they're leaning deeper into the fear than they are into the emotions. Let me see, why is the Six of Cups in reverse? Why is the Six of Cups in reverse? Ooh, they're up in their head about it. Yeah, they're very defensive as well. Seven of Wands. Yep, Seven of Wands, Eight of Swords. So this person is up in their head. They're trying to decide what to do. They're making plans. But in their planning, I feel like they're releasing this connection and they're moving towards this Queen of Wands. They're very defensive about whatever took place here between the two of you. It was a decision that they had to make, and they decided to lean into fear. And that fear is because they fear being heartbroken. They fear being hurt. Why is this Queen of Wands here? Show me the Queen of Wands for the person in Pisces energy. Two of Cups reversed and the Eight of Wands. So this person is moving full steam ahead with this Queen of Wands. They opted to end the connection here. So it's like they came in, it was an incomplete offer. You perceived that. You perceived that this was a fear reaction on their side. They panicked and they basically decided, okay, I've got to release Pisces. I've got to let Pisces go. And what am I going to do? I'm going to move full steam ahead with somebody else. I'm going to end this. I'm going to let Pisces go, and I'm going to end this. It's fear. They're operating completely out of fear. Why is the Queen of Coins here? Yeah, there seems to be a child involved in some manner. And it's a child that well, of course, that you feel very protective of. All right, and you have the Strength card in the upright. Yeah, you have strong feelings, but I feel like, Pisces, it's more towards family, more towards a child perhaps, or family. This person has been very inconsistent in this connection. So I feel like there's a lot that they're not talking to you. With the Knight of Wands in the reverse, the Four of Swords, this person withdrew. As soon as the fear came up for them, they pulled back. They pulled back. It's like they want this nurturing energy here. And I feel like in the past, you were extremely nurturing. With the Empress here in reverse, you're no longer nurturing this person. They may be wanting you to nurture them. And when you showed that strong, healed side of yourself, and you were like, you put on the brakes somehow, this person, they reacted in fear because they feel like they're going to get heartbroken again. Let me see. Show me what's affecting the connection. You're showing up here as being very strong. It's obvious you've worked on yourself a lot. Some of you have gone through some kind of an ascension as well. Your emotions are very balanced, and you worked hard to get that balance. I can see that. So this person either is wanting you to nurture them or nurture a child. There's something to do with a child involved in this. All right, so we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Again, we have the Two of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Yeah, so this escalated between the two of you as their fear escalated, and their fear was directly proportional to them avoiding things, avoiding conversations, avoiding talking about something. This person is deeply in need of healing, and I feel like they're trying to heal, but they're inconsistent even with that. There's a lot of inconsistency in their energy. So at this point, a decision had to be made. This is what's affecting the connection. And it was this person in your energy, it was their decision, or at least that's how they perceived it. In reality, you also had a decision here. Yeah, you both had a decision, but for some reason, this person perceived it was their decision to make. So they've chosen to end this. This was a long-term connection here with this Ten of Pentacles. This person would take the loss before they would risk feeling hurt again. That's what I'm seeing here. I do feel like there was a conversation between the two of you where this person told you, look, I'm making plans elsewhere. I have to let this go. I do feel like they're up in their head about it. They feel kind of trapped in their thoughts. So if they appear like they're not really giving it much thought, that's not really true. I do feel like there was conflict between the two of you. at least on their side. They perceived it as conflict. So it came to a decision actually for both of you, and you decided, no, your intuition was telling you that this was not going to work. This was not going to work because this person is unhealed. There was a lot of energy here of fear, and you were perceiving that as well. I think it also drives this person crazy that you are moving in silence, because they wonder what you're doing. What are you up to? What are you planning? So this person may be trying to appear that they've let this go. They're not really thinking about it. They're moving full force into towards another person. However, they're thinking a lot about this connection. Now, on your side, it did put you at a crossroads here, because I feel like you were waiting for this. You were waiting for this reconciliation. You were hoping for this reconciliation. But instead of it being a very clear, yes, we belong together, what it did is it introduced a lot of confusion into your life. And so you opted not to put the effort into it, even though you still have feelings for this person. So in reality, you both were at a crossroads. But they perceive it as being their choice for some reason. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome. So there was a loss that was had here on both sides. It looks like a long-term connection, possibly a marriage. But there was definitely a choice that both of you were making. And I feel like you kind of turned this person down. Let me see. And it triggered their fear. All right, so 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, King of Wands in the reverse, and the King of Pentacles. So here's the thing. There's a lot of problems within this connection, Pisces, and it's very unbalanced in many ways. I don't see you as being fear-based. They are definitely very fear-based. I feel like you're operating out of your intuition, but you still have feelings for this person, and that's where the confusion lies. I do feel like you would have liked to have had this reconciliation. I feel like you were waiting for that to happen. But once you perceived that it was such an imbalanced situation, that it was an unhealed situation with Temperance here in reverse, I feel like you made a decision not to put any effort into it. So you're not taking any action towards this person whatsoever. And you don't trust them. You just don't trust them. So I do feel like you're looking at other options, and I do feel like, you know, you're just tired. 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. That's somebody that is just tired of the BS, tired of the problems, tired of the lack of action. So you shut your heart down with regard to this person. Now, the funny thing is, they're moving headstrong towards this Queen of Wands, but they're really not on the same page with that person at all. And in fact, they have the King of Pentacles here, which indicates to me that they're actually, you have the Queen of Pentacles up here, so they're actually a divine partner, and they're refusing to acknowledge it. So there's still some sense of loyalty that each of you feel towards each other. But at the same time, there's just so many problems, and you're tired of all the BS. So you're not taking any action towards them. They're rushing headlong towards this Queen of Wands. They're not even on the same page with that person. And in fact, there's a lot of problems within that connection, by the way, because it's a very unbalanced situation as well. But yet they're rushing to commit towards that situation, knowing full well that you and they are a divine partner. It's crazy. It's crazy, all because they are afraid of being hurt. They're trying to avoid heartbreak. And I don't know what they think is going to happen, because they're absolutely incompatible with this Queen of Wands. So I don't know what they think is going to happen there. I don't know. So currently, you know, you both are just experiencing the loss of this connection. And a lot of it deals with you not trusting them, not wanting to deal with their lack of action and all the problems, and them rushing headlong towards somebody else because they're avoiding the fear that you're triggering in them. Bottom of the deck is the 6 of Wands in the reverse. which is indicating that this was an attempt at a reconciliation in some manner, and it failed. It failed, and you are no longer going to pour into this. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. All right, so let's pull an oracle card and see if there's any messages. It's funny to me that this person felt like it was all their decision and all their choice, like they're the ones in charge of this, when their behavior is actually rather erratic. And it's driving them crazy that they really don't know what's going on completely with you. Pulling for Pisces. All right, so you have number 28. Now 28 condenses to a 10, so you're coming to the end of some kind of a cycle here. All right, your card is Reminder. So let me read that for you. When I provide you with a familiar situation, will you follow the same path blindly or choose another direction? When you draw the symbol for Reminder, you're being asked to remember all you have learned about life and love up until now. Don't forget what you know already, as it isn't necessary to learn the same thing twice. Then again, how else do you learn? Keep the faith and be good to yourself. You can always start again if you make a mistake. If you stumble, I will surely catch you. Remember what you know. And it even says right here, don't forget. So you've learned some deep lessons in this connection. You've done a lot of healing, and you're definitely awakened here. And I don't feel like this person is. So don't forget what you've learned here, you know? I mean, it says it very, very bluntly right here. It says, if I provide you with a familiar situation, will you follow the same path blindly or choose another direction? And Pisces, it looks like you chose another direction. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Pisces. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you in your next reading, Pisces, know that you are loved, and namaste.